There are a handful of different ways you can use internet video and YouTube video to generate PR and good publicity for yourself. But the number one way, the easiest way, is when there is something in the news, breaking news, a surprise story, and you have some specialized insight, perspective, analysis you can give right away. So, for example, I'm a crisis communications expert. So when Tiger Woods a few years ago got into all that trouble with the golf club, the car, you remember, that was big, big news. Very, very quickly, I put out a video analyzing that, what it means for his brand, how he can recover from that, his reputation. And that generated more than 100 interview requests from me. I'll show you the video. I happened to be on vacation at my mother's home and just did it on a laptop video. Production values are nothing fancy. In fact, you can see my mother, who was alive at the time, walking in the back. Nothing fancy about it. It generated 100 news interviews all over the world. Networks, broadcast TV, radio, trade publications, you name it. Now, I'm not guaranteeing you those results every time. And I don't get those results every time. But here's what's happening. When there's a big news story that breaks, news editors, bookers, reporters are scrambling around. They're looking for people, and they're often desperate. And if you can send them something that summarizes the issue quickly, gives an interesting perspective, an insight, an opinion that would be a valuable part of a story, and they can see you, they can see you're articulate, it makes it very easy for them to just email you back, can I talk to you, or to call you. That's far and away the best way of using internet video. Now, what happens to most people is they see something in the story and they may think, well, I'm an employment expert. The Supreme Court has come out with this decision completely overruling something in a dramatic way that affects all mid-sized businesses. I'll write a column about that. And 2 days later, you finally finish that column and you post it on your blog and 3 people read it and you generate 0 news interest. What I'm suggesting is if you see at 10 a.m. the Supreme Court has made a major court ruling that affects employment law for all mid-sized businesses, and you happen to be an employment law lawyer, that's your area of expertise, quickly hit record on a video camera and just summarize the issue in 30 seconds, then give your perspective of the 1 or 2 most important points. And if you think the Supreme Court was wrong, rip them apart. If you think this is going to devastate businesses, say what you want to say, but say the whole thing in 60, 75, maybe 90 seconds. Stop. Do it in one take. And then post it on your blog, post it on your website, post it on Facebook, and then send it to every reporter you can think of who might be following this issue. That's going to generate coverage for you. That's going to have reporters calling you. Now, everyone is different. Everyone has a different industry. If you are in the wholesaling jewelry industry, there might be something happens that no one else in the broader public will know about. It might not be on network news anywhere, but it may be a situation where the largest wholesaler has gone out of business and it's going to disrupt supply chains dramatically in your industry. And there may be no TV news coverage for your industry. Still do the video. Because if you can then send that out to text and print trade reporters, they can see you are an articulate person, that you're a credible person, that you have an interesting opinion, and they will call you up and interview you. So please, I beg you, you've got to get fast, you've got to get quick, you've got to look for stories, breaking news that relates to your area of expertise, and then just quickly, I'm talking about 30 seconds worth of opinions and insight, put it out there. If you do that, you will get tons and tons of coverage over the long haul. It doesn't work every single time, but it does work, and I'll show you in the next lecture. You'll just see an example for me of how I've done it in other situations.